Hello there, I'm Ross Tweddell from Cultaholic Wrestling, and the news has told me that tattoos only appear on the skin of those who are really tough and or really cool, which is why I have precisely none. CM Punk has lots of tattoos though. Let's take a look at them all now. CM Punk's first ever tattoo was a piece to honour Operation Ivy. Operation Ivy, you see, they do the punk rock music. Speaking of that particular tattoo, Punk said, "I thought it was cool, and I love Operation Ivy's music." And by the way, that little thing there, it's from the cover of Energy. That thing appeared on his belly because, and I quote, "I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't use drugs. That might be boring for some people, but that's just me. That's how I live my life." That's one of CM Punk's oldest tattoos, didn't you know? And I know what some of you are thinking at home, and I'm here to dispel any rumour and or innuendo. That is not a tattoo simply paying homage to a heterosexual rated R superstar. CM Punk does not like Edge that much. That's just how he lives his life. February of 2021 saw CM Punk get a tattoo paying homage to professional wrestling legend Harley Race, who of course unfortunately passed away at the age of 76 in August of 2019. You can read up there just how much Harley Race meant to CM Punk, and that's an Instagram post that Punk shared all by himself, and the peacock that Punk got on his leg was similar to the one that appeared on Harley Race's arm, and this one was inked by Nick Colella. The tribute pieces continue with All Japan Pillar of Heaven Mitsuharu Misawa immortalized on Punk's shoulder in the form of one of his trademark emerald boots. It's a homage to someone I feel not enough people know about, and to whom everyone in this business owes a debt of gratitude, Punk said about that one there. That one there is inspired by Minor Threat guitarist Brian Baker's Coca-Cola tattoo, which Brian got on his skin because, and I quote, "I like Coca-Cola." So then, when people ask CM Punk, "Why did you get that tattoo there, CM Punk?" CM Punk replies, "I like Pepsi." Psst, nobody tell Punk about the United Center in Chicago, where he made his Rampage debut, by the way, quite literally turning heel on him. Okay? Punk has also said that tattoo doesn't mean too much to him. He simply saw people in and around his high school and in his adolescence and stuff like that getting beer logos tattooed on their skin, so he was thinking, "Oh, I don't drink beer, I like soft drinks though, let's get a Pepsi logo. What's the harm in that?" I know there are a lot of people who look at me and think your tattoos are stupid. You have a tattoo of a slice of pizza? Well, guess what? I'm from Chicago and I love Chicago pizza, so I got a tattoo of it. It's sad to me that they don't have any tattoos because they can't possibly love something as much as I love pizza. Those are the words of CM Punk, who is a heart on his sleeve kind of guy, and it would appear his heart is made of pizza. Punk's left arm has numerous tattoos related to luck, including a 4-leaf clover and a horseshoe, along with the words, "Luck is for losers." Here's what Punk said about that collection of tats. "The thing is, I don't even believe in luck. And naturally so, CM Punk, because as we all know, luck is for losers, and I doubt that CM Punk thinks that CM Punk is a loser." Continuing on the theme of luck, Punk also has a 3-eyed koi fish as a part of his Luck for Losers arm piece. While a traditional koi fish tattoo can represent prosperity, good luck, and a very long life indeed, the fact that CM Punk's koi fish has 3 eyes has a lot of saucy people online believing that tattoo there is paying homage to Blinky, the radioactive 3-eyed fish from The Simpsons. I mean, it does have 3 eyes, and it is orange, so it makes sense. More lucky tats down the left arm, or so you would think. For some people, of course, having 4 ace cards is a very, 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 very lucky thing indeed. Not CM Punk though. Here's what he said about that one there. "The 4 aces may symbolise luck to some people, but they're really just a tribute to Ace Steel, the man responsible for breaking me into the wrestling business." A tribute piece to Chris Candido, who unfortunately passed away back in April of 2005. During his time in ECW, Chris Candido adopted the moniker "No Gimmicks Needed" after a spell in WWE as Skip. Out of Step is the sole studio album by American hardcore punk band Minor Threat. Betray. Betray? Betray. Betray! I don't need to explain that one now, do I? The logo for Cobra is on his right shoulder, and the clan markings for the Arashikage Ninja Clan are on his right forearm. And of course, both of these are from the G.I. Joe cartoon and comic series. And of course, CM Punk, I am saddened and I am shocked and I am ever so slightly appalled those tattoos there are not paying homage in a weird way, to WCW's greatest superstar, G.I. Bro. And also around that arm area somewhere, CM Punk has the word Spitfire tattooed, which I've been led to believe is also a reference to G.I. Joe. If it's not, I'm sure you will love to let me know in the comments down below. Please be kind. And just in case for some weird reason you need more confirmation just how much CM Punk likes G.I. Joe, look at his tights from WrestleMania 26. That was from my dog Callie, who I still think is cooler than most humans I know. I made a print of her paw and got it on my arm so I'd remember her. CM Punk speaking about his old dog Callie there. Rest in peace, Callie. It's a bit of a sentimental one, this, as the number 31 is related to the soccer jersey number of his younger sister. Then the other stars around that number 31 represent each one of his siblings, some of them not even blood related. You don't need to be blood related to be family. Those are the words of CM Punk. And if you've got a tattoo up there, just tell me how much it hurts. I imagine it hurts a fair bit. Now we have his Rosie the Riveter tattoo with the words "There is war" below it. This one is on his right bicep. Just in case you don't know, Rosie the Riveter is a World War II cultural icon. She represented the women who worked in the factories providing war supplies. The Mr. Skull's Pez dispenser on his arm is a joke. Here's what he said about this massive joke. I have a rule about not getting women's names on my skin anywhere, but as a rib, I broke that rule. I didn't use her name, but I used her nickname. Now I know what you're thinking, dear viewer. The quote I've just read out there is from a WWE.com article where the question was asked about the Mr. Pez dispenser tattoo he has on his arm. How that relates to anything to do with Mr. Skull or Pez dispensers, I have no idea. If you know, let me know down below. CM Punk loves traditional style tattoos, and you can see some up there. I like old school traditional tattoo art, which includes some of the stars and a few anchors I have on my arm. There is a lightning bolt on there somewhere too. Now you might be sat there wondering, what the hell does GFY mean? And if you are wondering what that means, you can go... Yeah, you get out of here, you little scamp. Now, as we learned on the WWE Network documentary Best in the World, this is one of the tattoos that CM Punk got matching with somebody else. CM Punk has a fish skeleton on his body somewhere. Somebody else has the same tattoo. It's a wholesome thing. CM Punk is one of those sick freaks who consider number 13 to be their lucky number, so he got it on his elbow. A little while ago, he said, "I've got Spider-Man hanging off the web with the lucky number 13 in it. Again, with the good luck." Those are the words of CM Punk there, who, remember, does not believe in good luck. The Bouncing Souls are an American punk band from New Jersey. And they won't be bouncing from his arm anytime soon, because as we all know, tattoos are permanent. Unless he gets a cover-up. Or maybe lays it off. I'm speaking rubbish now. Let's move on. CM Punk has a tattoo known as the Evil Skull of the Virgin Mary. Here's what he said about it. "It's like a prayer card, but it's a skull. I love the portrait. There is just something romantic about it. I think it's very cool." Next up, we have the big, massive chest piece, which CM Punk revealed is a bit of a continuation of the water on my left arm. Look, he's got a massive wave at the top of his arm. Look at the big wave. I'm a believer in the Bruce Lee philosophy of be like water, and I'm also a fan of Japanese culture. I wanted something original that wasn't picked off a wall. Everyone gets dragons, so I wanted a snake. And so there we have the story, children, the story of how the skull met the snake on CM Punk's tits. Apparently, that tattoo there is of Lita. Now, people have jumped to massive conclusions here because that tattoo appeared on CM Punk's arm around the time he was dating the former Team Extreme member in 2012, 2013, that kind of time. And because those two things coincided, the tattoo appearing and that relationship, people thought, hey, that must be of Lita. CM Punk, though, he hasn't confirmed this one way or the other. One thing we do know about CM Punk and Lita is that they actually have matching tattoos. Look at that there. The little plant pot thing with the tongue out. They have matching tattoos. How wholesome. I know this is a hard one to wrap your head around, but CM Punk actually believes he's a little bit of a black sheep. He was speaking about that tattoo there, and he said the following. "That's what I've been my entire life. I was never supposed to make it this far, but I knew I would. I always felt like I never really fit in anywhere." Continuing the theme of being different to everybody else in the world ever, we have Space Boy, which Punk got because apparently he's always felt alien to the people and the situations that surround him, and he's always felt different to everybody else. Therefore, he's a boy of the space. A second lightning bolt appears on CM Punk's flesh, which is sort of a play off Elvis Presley's old mantra of taking care of business. Punk said it stands for Team Black Sheep. It's a team of people much like myself who were never supposed to make it here, out of developmental onto TV. Take that, WWE, you set of bastards, yeah? CM Punk is a man who once told WWE.com each tattoo should have a deep, deep meaning. So we can only assume that crystal star thingy represents positive vibes and harmony, because that's what they commonly represent. Allegedly, a green rose means lucky in love. And as we all know, CM Punk is very much lucky in love with Larry the dog. Look at Larry the dog, man. He's so bloody cute. Now, it would appear that CM Punk has a dagger with a Japanese dragon tattoo on his forearm. But most of the time that's covered up either by a professional wrestling wrist tape or a massive hoodie that says Larry right on the tit. So we never really get to see it. And then speaking of daggers, we move across to the other arm and we see a dagger going through some brass knucks, which of course means that CM Punk is a massive fan of Jay White, or The Blade from AEW, and of course, William Regal, the power of the punch. But of course, the fact that the dagger portion of that tattoo includes the word honor might just be a reference to his professional wrestling past, or maybe, just maybe, the very concept of honor. So there we have it. I think I've got all the big tattoos on CM Punk's body covered, but there are tats, much like the lady on the back of his left arm, the romance on his fingers, the dice on his forearms, that one on his shin, that might have something to do with Chicago, it looks like it has the stars, the one on his right leg that he shared on Instagram back in 2013 saying the artist is, and I quote, a genius at work, that are definitely there, but I just couldn't verify what they mean. So what's the point of me sat here speculating? I have been a tattoo-less Ross Tweddell from Cultaholic Wrestling, and if you like the video, please drop it a like. If you like the video a bit more than just a like, please leave a comment. If you're feeling extra spicy, please share the video to tickle the algorithm. But most importantly of all, give Cultaholic Wrestling a lovely subscribe. We do all of the wrestling here, all of the wrestling you could ever want. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.